Wilfredo Bazooka Gómez. Arguably the greatest boxer ever to come out of Puerto Rico, Gómez tore through the 122-pound division, knocking out everyone in his path. He seemed like a true monster, and was widely considered the second-best pound-for-pound fighter in the sport, behind only the great Roberto Duran. He destroyed all competition at 122, including Mexico's own hero, Carlos Zarate. Naturally, Gómez sports the Puerto Rican flag on his trunks. Salvador Sánchez. In my opinion, he was the greatest fighter ever to come out of Mexico, though that recognition would soon be eclipsed by Julio Cesar Chavez. Sánchez was an unparalleled counterpuncher. This was his 7th defense of the 126-pound title after beating fan favorite Danny Little Red Lopez. Despite being only 22, Sánchez already displayed a wisdom and ring IQ that went far beyond his years. He appears here wearing blue trunks. Gómez comes out aggressively, taking the center of the ring. He starts leaning to his left as a preemptive defense against the jab of his taller opponent, all while feinting that threatening left hook. Sánchez is content to give up ground to maintain distance. Gómez leads with a 1-2, which Sánchez evades by moving his head and rolling under the right hand. Sánchez tries to counter to the body, but Gómez follows up with a left hook that catches him clean. Because Gómez is notably smaller, he's going to try pressing the taller boxer against the ropes, where the lack of distance is less of a problem. In his desperation to drive his taller opponent to the ropes, Gómez overcommits. He rushes in with a 1-2 grab, pushing Sánchez physically back. Yet Sánchez remains calm while Gómez unloads shots on his pinned target. Gómez lands a few punches, but Sánchez catches him with an inside right hand, shorter, straighter, which staggers him. Then he immediately follows with a hard left hook that sits the smaller man down. The problem with pressuring when you're the smaller boxer is that you often add power to your opponent's punches by closing the gap. It certainly helped Sánchez drop him so forcefully. The choice to load up on that wide left hook left Gómez open to Sánchez's much shorter and straighter right hand. Hooks, moving in a circular path, travel longer than straight shots. Even if you throw the hook first, a clean, straight punch can arrive sooner thanks to its direct trajectory. And because Gómez committed so much weight to that left hook, Sánchez's right tilted him forward, placing Gómez's head right in the path of Sánchez's own left hook that put Gómez on the canvas. That right hand also set up Sánchez's left, adding to its power. Gómez gets up on shaky legs, and Sánchez senses a chance to end the fight immediately. Gómez exhibits strong defense against looping punches, but still gets tagged by shorter, straighter shots in the corner. Gómez does his best to clinch, but Sánchez shows no mercy. Determined to finish things, Gómez wobbles across the ring, and Sánchez lands a powerful right that rings Gómez's bell yet again. Incredibly, Gómez stays upright and manages to tie up his taller foe. Sánchez is letting loose, connecting with numerous powerful punches, still chasing that knockout. He lands nearly everything he throws as Gómez struggles to regain his footing. But this is nothing new for Gómez, who has been through war after war at 122 pounds. Despite being absolutely pummeled and stumbling around the ring, Gómez refuses to fold. He repeatedly attempts to clinch and end the onslaught, while Sánchez is happy to keep throwing unanswered punches. Gómez heads straight back at Sánchez. He digs in on the inside, aiming for body and head shots in hopes of turning the tide after a disastrous opening round. Sánchez is ready to respond at any range, countering with short, left hook, right hand combos whenever Gómez pauses for breath. Once Gómez shows he's far tougher to discourage than expected, Sánchez's brilliant ring IQ starts to shine. Notice his subtle footwork adjustments each time Gómez attacks. When Gómez throws his right, Sánchez steps to his own right, anticipating that a left hook will come next. Then, after Gómez's left, He steps off to the left. He's staying one move ahead. We've now reached one of those beautiful moments in boxing where things get so wild, it's hard to describe. Neither man takes a backward step. They hurl themselves at each other with unwavering ferocity that words barely capture. Sanchez adjusts perfectly inside and is able to stand toe-to-toe with his shorter opponent, even against the ropes where his longer reach is less advantageous. Both land a barrage of punches as this boxing match turns into a slugfest. At this point, there's not a lot of thought. Everything happens too fast. This kind of brutal exchange showcases how muscle memory, a solid chin, and raw power become king. After such a chaotic trade of power shots, both men have felt the impact. Now, Sanchez opts to work from a longer range, using his jab to keep Gómez at bay. Gómez proves he's not a one-dimensional fighter, using head movement to stay safe at a distance. He closes in just enough to throw a hook, feinting high and then going low. But Sanchez slips beneath Gómez's hook. He steps off the line, then goes right back to pumping the jab, catching Gómez as Gómez fires his own shot. Gómez needs this fight to happen at close quarters if he hopes to win, so it's on him to trap his elusive foe. He feints to back Sanchez into a corner, anticipating which direction Sanchez will try to escape. As Sanchez moves to Gómez's left, Gómez fires a left hook to the body that stalls the movement, and the two men clinch. Gómez presses his forearm into Sanchez's neck, forcing him onto the ropes as they trade punches again. More chaos ensues. Gómez again corners his opponent, and once again, both men trade blows with murderous intent. Gómez knows he can't outbox Sanchez at a distance, so he must get inside and inflict damage. The issue is that Sanchez is proving to be a phenomenal counterpuncher off the ropes, and he shows no sign of breaking physically or mentally. Pressure is as much a mental tactic as a physical one. Taking and delivering punches over a prolonged period is unbelievably exhausting. A wiser man than me once said, "Fatigue makes cowards of us all." Yet Salvador Sánchez is proving to be no coward whatsoever. Fearless, Gómez's plan of brutally trading in close range is a double-edged sword. Yes, he's getting to Sanchez, but Sanchez is returning fire just as frequently. And since Sanchez is naturally the bigger man, every punch he throws carries a bit more weight than Gómez can comfortably handle. This strategy might pay off if Gómez could land more than he receives, but at this point, he's absorbing as many shots as he's giving. You see what I mean? The fight is unfolding mostly according to Gómez's plan, but he's getting battered in the process. His right eye is swelling badly, and you have to believe it's starting to affect his vision. With this shield, or on it, Gómez is an undefeated champion. He's fighting at his absolute peak, yet despite his greatness, he may have found someone equally great. Sanchez's size and skill have met him at every turn, but Gómez can't retreat. He has no choice but to keep pushing forward and punching, because that remains his best chance of victory. He's either going to beat Sanchez this way or go out on his shield trying. There's really no alternative. Gómez rushes in again, but Sanchez shows off brilliant ringcraft, moving first to the left, then pivoting to the right. Gómez pursues, and Sanchez stays busy with his jab. He forces Gómez to move his head, and the moment Gómez slows, Sanchez tags him with a short right hand, making him pay for that constant forward pressure. Sanchez turns the tables, pinning Gómez against the ropes. But note the difference in how he attacks. Gómez was a whirlwind of activity, throwing both hands every second he could. Sanchez, however, takes his time, picking his targets carefully and always mindful of return fire. Watch how he steps in, digs his hooks to the body, then slips out to Gómez's left side. He'll use his long right hand to the body while Gómez's hook misses, then retreat behind a jab. He's controlling distance, denying Gómez any real chance to land a meaningful counter. Gómez is an absolute beast. He's been dropped and pummeled from one side of the ring to the other, only to charge forward again and show the taller man exactly what he's made of. He traps Sánchez once more and lands a beautiful 1-2-3 combination. Beaten, practically blinded in one eye, yet still marching down a bigger, stronger boxer with a zombie-like tenacity. But what a chin on Sánchez. He doesn't even wobble. Gómez's near-suicidal assault seems to be affecting Sánchez. His activity outside the ropes looks to be slowing, while Gómez continues to press forward, hitting anything he can touch. Sánchez is still using his subtle footwork to slip and roll through Gómez's onslaught. But Gómez is starting to break through more often than before. Both of Gómez's eyes are almost completely closed. His vision is nearly gone. But that doesn't matter to him. He'll do exactly what he's done all night. Keep walking forward with only one goal: destroying the man in front of him. He might lose, he might get knocked out. But there's no way anyone can question his heart. He's a champion, and will see this fight through to the end. The amount of punishment both men have dished out and endured is staggering, yet deep into the fight, they're still hammering each other. That exchange of left hooks, Sánchez going to the body, Gómez to the head, was more than just boxing. These men were national heroes to their respective homelands, carrying not only the physical risk of boxing, but also their nation's pride into the ring. Regardless of the fight's outcome, both men and both countries could hold their heads high that night in 1981. Having been pinned to the ropes for most of the fight, Sánchez reverses the situation one more time. He nails Gómez with a devastating right hand that sends him leaning over the ropes. Gómez raises his gloves to defend himself, but the damage is done. Sánchez unleashes a flurry that nearly sends Gómez through the ropes before he collapses to his left and drops to the canvas. Unyielding, unbreakable, unbowed, Gómez somehow beats the count, but the referee thankfully decides not to let the fight continue. Gómez refused to surrender, once again proving he's among the toughest men to ever walk the earth. In his protest, he showed that if anyone is too tough for their own good, Wilfredo Gómez certainly embodies that. See you the next time. This is The Boxing Corner.